Welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World, and welcome back into another edition of UFL coverage here at Prime Sports World as we try to be the number one hub for all things UFL. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. I'm, of course, your host, David On Point Huppin, and that handsome man right there is Mr. T.J. Hopkins, looking fresh in that new profile picture, my friend. Happy Monday, man. How are you?
It's Monday.
Well, it is Monday, yes. You pointed out the obvious there.
Come on now.
Week one of the UFL season was kind of myriaded by just blowouts and kind of lackluster football play. We're going to break it all down for you here today at Prime Sports World, and we're going to give you our predictions for week number 2. But before we get started, just some quick gripes real quick. UFL, having your league champion play the final game of week 1 on the road is just not cutting it for me. And maybe I'm in the minority here, but the Stallions should have had a home game, and they should have been the first game of the week, not the Flats game, and they shouldn't have been on the road. I don't know if you agree with me on that take or not, TJ, but that's just how I feel about it.
I mean, I get it, like, especially if it's if you're doing like a championship ceremony kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Like, it is what it is.
Second, if the ESPN, if you're going to be a partner with the UFL, put the you have the technology to put the box score on with your games. There's no reason I should have to go to a third-party site just to get all of the information on each individual game. You covered it with your reporters and with your journalists. Why can't you put that stuff on your website? A lot of news organizations are doing like a digital first, especially here in Nexstar. This is unacceptable. I'm sorry. You made the argument maybe last season was sort of acceptable. In year 2, you got to be better than this.
Yeah, year 2, by this point it's not acceptable. Like I remember last season when like it was announced, the partnership was announced. And mind you, like the Super Bowl just ends, right? Like this is like a day or two after the Super Bowl. And they post a meme of Stephen A. Smith staring out the window, looking all downtrodden. I think it was after like a Knicks loss or something. And the meme and like the post was, this is from ESPN saying no more football till August. I'm all like, you guys have a deal with the UFL.
Also, I know this is something super minor, but I just like complaining about stuff real quick. The UFL was like, even the XFL when they had their first season, it's a better product, I feel like, or there's more interest in it at least when you do it the week after the Super Bowl. I think waiting 8 weeks to start the season is a huge mistake.
No,
and I sort of get it that like because of some of the cities you play in, it's maybe not ideal to play in February or whatever. Right. But I think people are chomping at the bit to get football like right after the Super Bowl. And if you offer a product that is, like spring football, you can watch it right after the Super Bowl when people are chomping at the bit for more football. I think you'd have more people watch these games. Attendance pretty low across the board in every single game.
Now that one right there, I don't mind when it starts as long as just start.
That's fair. Let's talk about week number 1. Let's talk about the first absolute beatdown, which happened in Houston at the home of the Houston Roughnecks as they got beat 31-6. They did not score a point until the final quarter with 2 minutes left in the game. They got a 2-point conversion that was not successful. The St. Louis Battlehawks literally did anything they wanted on offense in this game. 460 yards of total offense, 170 for the Houston Roughnecks, 24 first downs for St. Louis, 11 for Houston. 64 plays to 48, 3 for 4 in red zone, 2 turnovers for the Roughnecks, as the offense just really never got clicking for the Roughnecks. As Nolan Henderson came in, did not play, or actually I think Anthony Brown got the start. He threw 2 picks in this game. Nolan Henderson came in, wasn't a whole lot better. Manny Wilkins in his first start trying to replace AJ McCarron, 17 to 22, 189 yards. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns. So did Jacob Sailors. And I bet you Akeem Butler, no, he didn't. No receiving touchdowns in this game. But Jakir Pearson was the leading receiver for the Battlehawks as they go on to cruise to the easy victory, 31-6. TJ.
Yeah, St. Louis was supposed to go to a 2 QB type system. Right, I forgot who the second quarterback was, but they were supposed to use him a lot in that game.
Hold on, I can tell you in a second.
But they didn't because Manny Wilkins was just
they have Max Dugan.
Right?
Max Dugan is on their roster, the kid from TCU, who led that team to the national title, who ended up losing to Georgia. He's on this roster, and when I did the preview for this football team, I thought he would be the starter.
Yeah, no, it's like he was like it was supposed to be like some sort of two QB system with Manny Wilkins and Max Dugan, but Manny Wilkins just went out there and just handled his business. It's like, yeah, no, like he showed command, he showed poise, like he was. And don't get me wrong, like Houston ain't really do much to challenge him, right? So it was like.
I mean, 17 to 22. I mean, that's efficiency. 77.3 completion percentage. One of the things I talked about a lot last season when it comes to the UFL, the completion percentage across the board was just really, really low. But this is the kind of numbers that you like to see out of a quarterback. So, I mean, this is just, and they had the running game totally churning here. I mean, they ran for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns. And they ran the ball 41 times in this game.
And that's definitely a case of, hey, stop it, like do it until they stop it.
Yeah.
Like do it until they stop it. Like it is what it is. Like Houston this is not the start you want to get off to.
Especially after you finished the season last year 1-9. Like you didn't want to get off to a start where you don't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter, and it's just a mess on offense.
Yeah, that's just like what more needs to be said, man? Like, it was bad. Like it was bad. It's also like, again, like you're trying to promote this product, and like fans, viewers are not going to watch an ass whooping. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's another reason that, like, if you saw the Roughnecks last season, they were 1-9. It would make sense that, like, if you could take even a rematch of the championship game from last year, which was a beatdown, but if you put like the Battlehawks and the Birmingham Stallions in the first game on Friday night, I think people will turn it on. I think people will watch that game. I don't know. I don't know what the ratings were because I don't think that stuff comes out just yet. But I mean, a 30-point blowout is not going to get it done.
It's not.
Moving on to the next game. Moving on to the Saturday, another absolute shellacking in Texas with the Arlington Renegades bouncing back what was a abysmal season last year to beat the San Antonio Brahmas 33-9. This was a game that was relatively not close from wire to wire. It started 8-3 in the second quarter, but then the Battlehawks scored. And math, what is this? 22 points unanswered before San Antonio scored a touchdown again in the fourth quarter. And they did get a 3-point, or they didn't get a 3-point conversion. Sorry, I apologize. And then the Arlington, they kicked the field goal to go up 33-9, and that's all she wrote. They were up on every major statistical category: 347 yards total offense, 240 for San Antonio, 22-13 in terms of first downs. They did have the lone turnover in this game. But, yeah, Arlington just dominated this game. Luis Perez, he did throw a pick, but this is another one of those games where Luis Perez, 20 of 25, 80% completion percentage. That's what you're looking for out of these quarterbacks in this league. Kalen Balaj, who spent some time in the net, spent the time in the National Football League. He had over 110 yards rushing in this game and a touchdown. He averaged 12.2 yards per clip in this game. But yeah, just a dominant performance from wire to wire by the Renegades. And Kellen Mond, pretty ineffective as the quarterback of the San Antonio Brahmas for this football team, as they didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter.
Was he the one with the Vikings?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was
yeah.
the head coach was like, I see him every day. He's not
practice.
Yeah. Yeah, I see him. All right, but anyway, so okay, San Antonio, it's like the same problem, bro. Like quarterback play was an issue last year, and it looks and to be fair, it is one game. It's literally just one game. But again, this is not the start you want to get off to after subpar quarterback play a year ago. Your defense was fine. Literally half the reason why half your games were competitive a year ago is because you just hit people.
Yeah, I mean they finished 7-3 last year, they lost they lose in the title game. They lost in the title game last year, and again that was not remotely competitive against the Birmingham Stallions.
Because at some point in time, like, your quarterback is gonna have to make a play, make a throw, and you just couldn't do it. And again, this is not the start you want to get out to when quarterback play was an issue for you a year ago. So, like, if you're San Antonio, you're looking at this like, hey, we only had realistically one problem, and it's a major problem, and it's the guy throwing the football. Because if you're playing San Antonio, all we gotta do is stack the box. We're gonna put 9 in the box and dare your quarterback to beat us with his arm.
Because we don't think he can.
We don't think he can. And
they got exposed big time in that game against Arlington or against Birmingham in the finals game, and this looks to be a very similar story. And it's nice to see Arlington Renegades bounce back after which was because they won the title at a 4-6, and they ended up winning the XFL championship in the first season that league existed. But they struggled mightily last season, 3-7, although they were 3-4 in their final 4 games last season. So they kind of built some momentum towards the end of last year that they kind of carried over into the beginning of the regular season. Because you remember they were 0-6 at one point last season, and then they won 3 out of the last 4 games to kind of have, a little bit of pride at going out of the season. And now, I mean, maybe that carried over into this season. This team looked good on Friday night or Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, whatever time it was.
And if you're a quarterback like Luis Perez, I understand the goal is the NFL for a bunch of these dudes, but if you're Luis Perez, hey man, this is home. This is home. Like this is where you're gonna make your bread and butter, and that's fine, right? Like,
I mean, he might be like when you talk about like spring football, greatest quarterbacks in spring football, he's got to be in that conversation. I mean, he won a couple titles with one of the leagues. He's got a couple titles, and then he won the Renegades title too. So,
right.
I mean, he's literally,
And then this game, I watched this game. The Memphis.
Moving into Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. Memphis Showboats get beat down by the Michigan Panthers as we have our third blowout kind of in a row. Showboats scored points in the second and third quarter, and then they got their first touchdown in the fourth and final quarter. But this was another one of those games where Michigan, even though the numbers are very similar, but 2 turnovers for Memphis really kind of sealed the deal for them on offense. Numbers across the board very similar for a game that didn't end remotely close. 281 yards for Michigan, Memphis 247. They had 18 first downs to 16 for Memphis. So numbers-wise, these teams were fairly close with 2 turnovers for the Memphis Showboats. When it comes to the offensive side, Bryce Perkins probably will be the starting quarterback of the Michigan Panthers going forward. 163 yards and a touchdown, 84.2 completion percentage. And E.J. Perry, 10 of 17, 93 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. But I mean, both these teams ran the football fairly effectively. 32 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown on that side. 24 for 69. Not great for Memphis, but Michigan was the better football team last season, and they appear to be the better football team this season.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time talking about Jake Bates, and I wonder why. Um,
Man, I love Jake Bates.
no, it's so like Memphis's problem, like you said, like they were moving the ball pretty well. They just could not capitalize on positive field position, like for whatever's worth, and that was the frustrating part for them this game. It's like you possibly get to the red zone or right outside it and you don't capitalize, and that sucks because it's like you're doing everything right on the drive, and then once you get to this one particular area of the field, it's like no, can't kick the door down. And on the Michigan side, that's kind of you kind of want to avoid that bend but don't break type shit because like you're gonna give up a lot of yards, but it's like, hey, you didn't score. But eventually that door gets kicked in because the how long do you think you can not be a bend but don't break defense? Forget forget game to game, like just drive to drive, right? Like in the same game, like how long do you think you can be a bend but don't break on a drive to drive basis? Like you're cool with giving up 60, 70 yard play drives as long as you hold them to a field goal or they don't score. Oh, because eventually teams are gonna score.
Yeah.
Teams are gonna
And I
score.
mean, eventually you're going to run into a football team that's better than Memphis, and they're going to be able to put up big time numbers. And I went through I mean, these numbers across the board are very similar for both football teams. In a game that isn't the final score was not all that close. Like
hmm
the numbers are very very similar.
And with the scoring in the UFL, right? 26-12. So like, let's say they get let's say they get a touchdown, then it's
Yeah.
26-18, and then they get a 3 point. They convert a 3 point conversion, right?
Well, we talk about this all the time. No
No,
lead is really safe in the UFL. I mean,
then
you
it's
can
a
easily.
then it's a one score game. Then not to mention they don't do onside kicks. They hey 4th and 15, we need the ball back, and they get that 4th and 15. Like you say, like no lead is safe, and because of how teams can score, no lead is safe
Yep.
in this league. And
Um.
But Memphis got the same. Their quarterback play was an issue a bit last season. Like they weren't necessarily all that good, and yardage wise, you kind of like, hey, we moved the ball, but we didn't score. So it's like, God damn it, now we have another problem to address.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what ends up happening as they move forward with Memphis. To the final game of the weekend, the Birmingham Stallions have now lost as many games as they did all of last season as they go into DC and they tail and kick on the Beer Snake, and they lose 18-11. In a game that was kind of just sloppy play across the board here. Birmingham, what I talked about a little bit in their season preview, Adrian Martinez is now in the National Football League. So they now have, what's his name? Alex Magoo?
Right. Magoo, yeah.
Yeah, Magoo is now the starting quarterback of this football team. He didn't play particularly well. But, I mean, this is a game where we kind of went back and forth a little bit. But the DC defenders kind of had control of this game really from the second quarter on, and they never really looked back. As Jordan Tiamo, who was a big time problem last season, who was very good his first season in the XFL, kind of looks like he may have found a little bit of that, even though his completion percentage was awful too. But one touchdown, one pick, but 17-37, 45% completion percentage, 43 for Mr. Alex Magoo. But I mean, DC 297 yards of total offense, 138 for Birmingham. Just a tough day at the office if you're a Birmingham Stallion fan. As not only do you not get your first game at home after winning the title, you have to go into DC, who had one of the better home crowds 2 years ago, and you struggle in this game for sure.
It's I don't know who else is on this roster at quarterback for Birmingham, but you're gonna have to explore all options at this point.
Matt Corral is also on this football team
Yeah,
at quarterback.
I don't know what you saw out of Alex Magoo to be like, hey, we're gonna stick with you for the entire game, dude. Like, no.
Yeah, 10 of 23 passing the football, a touchdown and a pick. And then, as I mentioned, that abysmal completion percentage.
And like, so it says 10 of 23 for 89 yards, but when you incorporate sacks into that, he was 10 of 23 for 16 yards, one touchdown and one interception, and he took some bad sacks. I think DC had like 8 for the entire game.
8 for 73 yards. Yeah.
So he took
They
some,
also had 9 tackles for losses in this game for a negative 74 yards.
like, he took some bad sacks in this game. It's like, dude, get rid of the ball. Live to fight another down. And Jordan Tiamu, yeah, like you said, he ain't passed for damn either, but he is also the exception to the rule because we've seen Jordan Tiamu have a 20 of 25 game and light shit up. And again, just like Luis Perez, like, dude, this is home. Forget the NFL. Don't wait on the NFL. Just, hey, this is home.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And I'm pretty sure DC is glad to have Abram Smith back. I want to say they missed him last season due to
100%.
injury.
Yeah.
So you add that element back into your game, and you go from there. Like, DC has to be. I think what was it, the XFL year that they were like 9-0, then they lose the conference championship game, or was that the year ago?
No. So 2 years ago, I can't remember exactly what their record was, but they were the best team in the XFL their first season, and then they lost to the Renegades. I want to say, or no. Who was in that title game? I don't remember now. I think they had to go up against the Battlehawks, and they got beat by the Battlehawks in that first round of the playoffs. And then the Renegades went on to win the title their first year because they kind of squeaked into the playoffs. Because that's the year. Remember, the Dragons were really good that season too, and they had like a crazy good record, but they didn't make the playoffs because they were in the same division as the Defenders and the Battlehawks. And then the Renegades got in at 4-6, made the playoffs, and then won the whole damn league. So
won the whole damn thing. So it was. Yeah, they lost to Arlington in the championship. I'm looking at it right now. So they were the runner-ups, and they went 9-1, and Arlington went 4-6. So like you spent the whole season kicking ass, and then you get to the championship game, and you lose.
Yeah,
like that is insane.
And then Jordan Tiamu was never able to recapture that magic his first season in the UFL. He was just kind of wasn't good last season at all.
Yeah, he's kind of meh.
Yeah.
Like very meh.
So we'll see if Birmingham can bounce back, if they can make a quarterback decision. Because I don't think Alex Magoo is really the option there, the answer there at quarterback. Let's talk about week number 2. We got the first game of the weekend on Friday night, and this one is one of those rematch of the conference title game last season between the Stallions and the Panthers. And if you remember correctly, the Panthers were up 18-0 at the beginning of that game, I do believe, and then let that lead slip away in the second half. And the Stallions kind of were like, yeah, we're a better football team than you. We're going to oppose our will. But this season, Stallions 0-1, Panthers 1-0. TJ, who do you like in this matchup?
Right now, Michigan, because I trust their quarterback more than I trust the Birmingham quarterback. If Matt Corral gets the start, then obviously that's a wild card. But until then, I'm going with Michigan. In Michigan, yeah, I'm going with them.
I still don't understand why you have a team that won the title have 2 games on the road to start the season. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm gonna go Michigan Panthers too. If Matt Corral starts, I think Birmingham wins this game. I don't really have a lot of faith in the Michigan Panthers quarterback either, but I will take the Panthers to win that game. 2 Saturday afternoon, we got the Memphis Showboats and the DC Defenders. And TJ, I'm taking the DC Defenders. I think they're going to bounce back in a big way this season, and we're going to hear from them big time this season in the UFL. And I think Jordan Tiamu found a little bit of that magic he had 2 years ago. Give me the Defenders, along with Abram Smith being back. And I don't think the Showboats are any good at all. TJ.
Agreed. Next game.
To the battle for Texas, as we got the Houston Roughnecks going up against the Arlington Renegades. Roughnecks obviously lost the opener to the Battlehawks, and the Renegades won their first game of the season in the most recent battle for Texas against the Brahmas. TJ.
Renegades. Roughnecks have no quarterback.
I agree with you on that wholeheartedly. And then to the final game. This is Sunday afternoon. We got the San Antonio Brahmas going into St. Louis and taking on those Battlehawks, and hopefully what will be a raucous home crowd to root on the St. Louis Battlehawks. I'm going to take the Battlehawks. I just think that they're going to get behind that home crowd, and I think they'll rally around that home crowd there for the St. Louis Battlehawks. Give me St. Louis, TJ.
Okay. I trust everything that St. Louis has going on. It's not gonna be too long before the St. Louis coach is coaching in the NFL. Anthony Beck, I think is his name.
Yeah, he's been there 3 seasons.
Yeah, I won't be, if he doesn't get a job, he's at least going to get an interview. I can see that.
I totally agree with you on that. I think he's too good to stay in the UFL. He's a fantastic head coach. But yeah, that's been our week 2 predictions, week 1 recap. TJ, by the way, I was 3-4 last week with my predictions. So we'll see if we can keep that rolling. The only game I got wrong was that Birmingham game against the DC Defenders. I didn't expect Jordan Tiamo to be like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm pretty good at this league too. So, but yeah, that's been our week 1 recap, week 2 preview. Thank you very much for joining us as we try to be the number 1 hub for all things UFL. I'm David Huffman. Right there is my co-host, Mr. T.J. Hopkins. And if anybody tells you anything tomorrow, don't believe them, because it is April Fool's Day. And TJ, what do we do here at the Prime, my friend?
I forgot that was a thing. Like, I thought we was too damn old for that shit. But anyway,
dude, you're too old.
we bring the heat. I'll holler
yes,
at you later.
Sir. Here's a quick message from our sponsor here at the Huddle Sports Network. We'll be back here probably tomorrow doing something with, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. TJ, you have a good night, man. I'll see you later, buddy. Peace out, everybody.
Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning into real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.